Welcome back, guys, to another episode of 5 for Friday, a series where yours truly goes over 5 recent pickups as I try to rebuild my video game collection 5 games at a time. In this series, I really try to focus on finding games that are mostly underrated, obscure. So if you're new here and love those kind of games, love discovering something new that you may have never seen before, whether it's a classic or something just recently released, then you definitely want to consider subscribing. Definitely like this video. Would matter a lot to me. It definitely helps the channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for joining me. And please, in the comments below, let me know what's your favorite pickup this week. And in my hunt to regrow my collection and get back everything I sold because I wasn't even thinking when I was younger, I come across some weird games. I stumbled across something completely by accident in my hunt. I've come across a game that I don't know if you guys have ever heard of. I know I have personally never even heard of this game, but the combat looked awfully interesting to me. It does have that retro look to it. It's a turn-based RPG, but the angle in which the battles take place to me felt very unique, especially when you consider it's an all-female cast, which I'm a sucker for. And that is, of course, This Way, Madness Lies. You guys ever wonder what would happen if Shakespeare dropped acid in a JRPG and started talking to cats? No? Well, that's too bad, because This Way, Madness Lies is exactly that fever dream, and it's freaking glorious. You've got a squad of magical girls quoting Hamlet while drop-kicking Cthulhu. If you've played Cosmic Star Heroine, you'll recognize the fast-paced combat and snappy dialogue, because it's the same dev team, Zeboyd Games. But this one's got the Shakespearean twist of Ophelia with attitude and Macbeth with tentacles. There are no random battles here. You can see all enemies completely visible, and every fight feels like a puzzle. You manage sanity instead of HP sometimes, and your squad levels up as a team, not individually. Oh, and you can talk to your cat. I mean, how awesome is that? Like, full-on conversations. Your feline friend is basically the group's therapist, and honestly, sick. Unite! This Way, Madness Lies is absolutely worth the madness. Have you ever played any other Shakespearean-inspired games? No. You guys need to try this. I found this game extremely fun.
Eat my dust.
Up next, we have another game. Now, this one I did know about. I actually owned this game, or the original version of this game, on the Sega Saturn. And interestingly enough, I had no idea that this game was re-released or remastered by Limited Run on the PS4, and that is Panzer Dragoon. That title screen music got me so turned up. Super epic. It was getting me in the zone. Do you guys remember the 90s when Sega made wild games about dragons with laser eyes and we never asked why? Well, it's 2020 something and Panzer Dragoon is back, remastered, reloaded, and still weirdly beautiful. You play as a nameless mercenary who accidentally bonds with a mystical blue dragon and gets caught up in a battle against an evil empire. You know, classic Friday. Your job: ride that dragon and shoot everything that moves, and some things that don't, just to play it safe. Panzer Dragoon Remake is an on-rails shooter. Think Star Fox, but with dragons and a synthy post-apocalyptic fantasy vibe. You rotate your camera 360 degrees around the dragon to spot enemies, lock on to targets, and unleash glowing, homing death. It's simple, fast, and kind of hypnotic. The remake brings in modern visuals with updated lighting, models, and textures, and it's gorgeous. Like Sega Saturn fan art finally realized in HD. There's also modernized controls, including twin stick aiming, which actually makes it playable for folks who haven't developed time traveling reflexes, like yours truly. It looks great, it sounds fantastic with a rearranged soundtrack, and still captures that retro shooter energy. The only downside for me, honestly, is that it is short, like snack size short. You could probably finish this game in under 2 hours. And while the controls are better, they're not perfect. Sometimes it feels more like, and excuse the pun here, Panzer Dragoon. If you enjoyed games like Rez, Star Fox 64, or Sin and Punishment, Panzer Dragoon belongs in that same glorious on-rails fever dream category. It's also part of a legendary Sega series that includes the RPG cult hit Panzer Dragoon Saga, which fans are still praying gets a remake before the sun explodes, and I am one of those fans. Where is the remake? Okay, so here's another game that I loved on the PS2. Now, this is not the game I picked up. This one I've had for a very long time. I never sold this one. This is Magna on the PS2, right? And I did not know they came out with a sequel on the Xbox 360. Just picked it up. I've been playing for probably 4 hours. And I'm like, damn, this has nothing to do with the original game. Magna Carta 2. The game that answers the age-old question. What if your RPG protagonist had amnesia, a fear of swords, and a destiny so complicated it needed a flowchart? Buckle up, because this Xbox 360 hidden gem is equal parts beautiful, baffling, and beefy. So what's the deal? This 2009 action JRPG from Korean developer Softmax throws you into the war-torn continent of Lanzheim, where political factions fight over control of the throne, and your party consists of brooding heroes, mages with attitudes, and one dude who definitely skipped leg day.
You can go home now.
It's a semi-real-time combat system. Think Tales of series meets Final Fantasy XII. You move freely, attack in real time, but here's the twist. Your character will definitely overheat. If you spam attacks and go full in, you're going to definitely need to cool down. But here's the fun part. You can swap characters at the right time and you chain powerful combos. It's like a tactical relay race where everyone's armed and emotionally damaged. If you're into Tales of Vesperia, The Last Remnant, or Lost Odyssey, Magna Carta 2 fits right in, but with a unique Korean fantasy aesthetic that sets it apart. Alright, so bottom line here. Magna Carta 2 isn't perfect. It does have some pacing issues, and the story can get convoluted faster than your party roster. But it's beautiful, it's ambitious, and it's an RPG that's aged surprisingly well. If you missed it the first time around, now's the time to track it down and test it out for yourself. Definitely worth giving it a shot. All right, we are past the halfway point, and if you're still here watching this video, thank you. Please, if you're enjoying this video, consider subscribing. You don't want to miss an episode. I come across some crazy games either from my childhood or just out in the wild where I'd love to share with you guys. And my goal, as always, is to find something unique, obscure, unpopular, underrated. I try my best to avoid mainstream titles unless it's something I'm really personally into. So if you're still here watching, thank you. Please consider liking this video. Please consider leaving a comment. I read every comment, not that I get a lot, but I still read them all. And of course, it would be amazing if you would subscribe. I also wanted to add 2 quick shameless plugs. I did it in my last video. Don't shoot me. I'm just trying to share this community vibe with you guys. I have a Twitter to like a peek into the personal life of NeoStache, kind of the weird things I'm into. I post a lot of weird stuff that I come across or just like to share with you guys what I find. I'll put a little link to it in the description. I also have an Instagram. I know I probably have never messed with the Meta Planet before, but a lot of younger folk, they're into the Instagrams and stuff. And I figured times are changing. I should probably adapt, try to get involved, and find more people just like me that are interested in old games and nerding out about RPG and turn-based mechanics. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you're into these types of videos, check out the socials. It'd be kind of cool if you followed as well. All right, we're almost done. I got some good ones coming up. This one has a little bit more of a story to tell. I found this game, and it's just like every other game in this episode, didn't know existed. So let me give you a little preview. You might already guess just by looking at the first game. I loved Zone of the Enders on the original PS2. If you like mechs, if you like fighting, if you like ninjas, all this stuff came into fruition in my younger days. I have the first one, and of course I have the second one on the PS2, the OGs. And these are my copies from, I don't know when, whatever year this was. Never sold these, thankfully. Not that it's worth $1 million, but these games are amazing. Now, why am I showing you these games? I'll tell you real quick. I came across this completely by accident, and for $12, including shipping, I found Zone of the Enders, the HD collection on the PS3. This is phenomenal. It literally includes both of these games on one disc. There's no downloading, there's no DLC codes. It's completely remastered in HD and looks phenomenal. So if you love the original on the PS2 and didn't know this existed on the PS3 as the HD collection, gotta check it out. Giant mechs, check. Hideo Kojima's creative fingerprints, also check. Glorious anime-style cutscenes and combat so fast, it should come with a neck brace. Yeah, that's right. We are playing Zone of the Enders HD collection on the PS3. This collection packs both the original Zone of the Enders and its sequel, The Second Runner, in one sleek HD remaster. Think of it as the anime mech double feature you didn't know you needed. The gameplay is all about speed, agility, and absolutely dunking on other mechs with style. You're not clunky like in Mech Warrior, you're zipping around like a caffeinated hummingbird strapped to a railgun. Now here's the tea. The PS3 version launched with performance hiccups, but later patches helped smooth things out, so if you're playing now, it's mostly safe to engage thrusters. And for me personally, I did not notice any performance issues regarding frame drops or anything like that. I played several hours into both games this past week and didn't notice it. And I'm playing on my original PS3, which I know I have manhandled in the last several years, and it still works like a charm. I am knocking on wood right now. Zone of the Enders sits in a sweet spot between Armored Core's tactical weight and Nier Automata's stylish chaos. This game is also spiritually tied to Metal Gear Solid. It launched with a Metal Gear Solid 2 demo back in the day. Alright, so for me, let's be honest here. The first game is good. It's fine. But Second Runner, for me, is where Zone of the Enders truly flexes. Way bigger battles, better controls, anime cutscenes that could have aired on Toonami. High five if you know what that means. It's pure mech mayhem at its best.
The next time. See you again, boy.
The second runner was also one of the first games to really nail the cinematic anime game feel years before Ashura's Wrath went full Dragon Ball. Zone of the Enders HD Collection is a love letter to fans of fast-paced action, anime mech dramas, and gloriously over-the-top boss fights. Personally, I think you guys would love it. Definitely keep this game on your radar. Definitely worth a shot.
Come on, are you giving up? How's this?
All right, we are up to the last game for this week's 5 for Friday, and I try to make the last game not only one that's probably the oldest of the 5, but also one that has some way or another personally impacted me, where it's something I was really into when I was younger, and unfortunately I sold it. You know, life happens, bills, emergencies. You need money real quick. Sometimes you just got to sell stuff, right? And this game, Phantasy Star Online on the Sega Dreamcast, was one game that I spent hundreds of hours on initially. Back with dial-up, my regular RJ11, I guess, or 12 phone jack plugged into the Dreamcast, where if my mom or somebody made a phone call, boom, kicked me out. That's how I used to play this game back then. I spent hours playing this. Before there was Destiny, before there was Monster Hunter Online, there was Phantasy Star Online, the game that made your dial-up internet cry tears of joy and latency. On the Dreamcast in the year 2000. Let's dive into this pixelated sci-fi miracle that somehow made online console RPGs a thing. In Phantasy Star Online, you're a space adventurer from the Pioneer 2 colony, landing on the planet Rago after a mysterious explosion disrupts contact with the previous colony. Cue in monsters, dungeon, laser swords, and lots of very dramatic techno music. You create a character from different classes, hunters, rangers, and forces, and jump into real-time combat across sprawling levels filled with loot, traps, and mutated wildlife that all want to eat you. Each dungeon gets tougher. Each boss fight more bonkers. But here's the kicker. You could team up with actual people online on a Dreamcast with a 56K modem. Phantasy Star Online was the first console online RPG. It had lobbies, chat bubbles, emotes, and even symbol chat, so you could vibe with the players from different regions. No translator required. This game predicted the entire future of online co-op before Xbox Live was even born. Phantasy Star Online on the Dreamcast wasn't just ahead of its time. It practically invented its own genre. It was buggy, slow, and beautiful. And for those who played it back in 2000 like myself, it felt like discovering a secret future that nobody else had access to yet. This game is truly a nostalgic hit of history for me. Always brings me back to countless nights playing with my cousins, playing online, talking trash to people back in 2000, over 25 years ago. Still love playing this game. I read somewhere online that there's actually a fan server out there where you could literally still connect by doing some coding, programming thing, which I have no skills with whatsoever. Seemed really interesting, but even to this day, there's still people playing this game online. There you have it, folks. Another 5 for Friday in the books. Thank you again for watching. Really appreciate you guys as always. If you really like this video, definitely give me a like. If you love this video, can't stop thinking about me in this video, definitely consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. Other than that, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.